What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. Look, this Moana teaser trailer situation is not getting any better for the Walt Disney Company. As a matter of fact, it is getting much, much worse. You can see it right here. Let me zoom in on it a little bit. 34,000 likes to 68,000 dislikes. All right, so they've doubled up on the like to dislike ratio. This thing is absolutely getting destroyed by everybody. The comments are hilarious. I'm not going to read through those now. You guys can do that in your leisure. But look, everybody's talking shit about it. All right, as you can tell by the ratio, nobody's rocking with this. All right, it looks fake. It looks like it was made with AI. All right, that's like probably the main problem. It's like, man, this whole thing looks AI. What's live action about this? Plus, people are just getting sick and tired of remakes. Make new shit. We're tired of it, okay? Can you guys start making some new things? And Disney is probably sitting there like, man, this thing better work out, man. This whole Moana situation, man, this thing better take off and make a billy, all right? Otherwise, all we did is fuck up Moana's reputation and viability in the marketplace. That's all we really did. We didn't accomplish anything at all, okay? But it actually gets worse, all right? Because now we got a new controversy. People are looking at this character, Moana, all right? Let me actually kind of pop it over here, all right? People are looking at this young lady who's playing Moana, and they're starting to ask some questions. Can you figure out what the question might be? Can you figure out what it is that they are upset about with it now, okay? Newsweek covered it. People are pointing out something important about the actress in Disney's live Moana. It's like, oh, wait, what is it? What is it, DA? What is it? All right, I'm going to show you guys a little side-by-side. Between the two, all right, the live action actress, and then, you know, of course, the original animated Moana. You know, can you spot the difference, all right? Blue's Clues, can you spot what's different about these two characters? Yeah, well, it's basically the hair, all right? Her hair is more straight, and this hair over here for the original Moana is curly. And people are saying that they're trying to whitewash Moana. All right. They really think Disney is trying to whitewash Moana. Moana live action trailer sparks whitewashing claims over character's hair. Disney. We're talking about Walt Disney. D-E-I-Isney. They think that Disney is trying to whitewash somebody.
Are you stupid or something?
I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Are we talking about the same Walt Disney Company? Are y'all kidding me? All right, this is absolutely.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready! You serious?
So here we have it on Feminegra, hell of a name for a website, all right? Feminegra says live action Moana faces criticism for erasing Polynesian hair texture. All right, so now let me tell y'all this. As a cat that lives in Carson, California, I can tell you straight up that Polys, they care about their hair, man. Hair is a big thing in the Polynesian community, no doubt about it. All right. Zero doubt about that. All right. The Polys that are out there, shout out to y'all. This is a big, big, big deal. All right. It is a definite part of their culture. And so when I saw, oh, okay, they're upset about the Polynesian hair texture, I get it. All right. I know a lot of Polys. I know Samoans. I know Tongans, and they are very, very sensitive about their hair. Hair is big. Okay. So this is not like a laughing matter or something like, why are they tripping off of this so hard? Okay. But I think what we got to do is slow down and try to understand who we're talking about here. Okay. Because what they're saying is, oh my God, they're trying to whitewash Moana. They're trying to whitewash Moana. And I'm like, time out, guys. All right. Time out, everybody. We're talking about Disney. Okay. We're talking about the same people that race swapped The Little Mermaid. All right. And there ain't no whitewashing in Disney vocabulary at this point. They could care less about white people. All right. They are not doing that whatsoever. They ain't trying to make her more palatable to white audiences or anything like that. You know, that was like the first thing that jumped up in my head. I'm like, Disney whitewashing something after they race swapped The Little Mermaid, after they had Rachel Zegler, a Hispanic chick playing Snow White. I mean, are you kidding me? There's no way in the world that's what Disney is doing. You guys got to remember who you're talking about. All right? You got to remember who you're talking about. But yeah, people are actually calling them out. After Snow White flopped, Disney finds itself in hot water again over racist Moana remake. It's like, wow, man, are y'all really thinking that Disney is racist? At least in regards to Moana? If Disney could, like, and I immediately kind of figured out what the reason would be that her hair was straight here and not curly, okay? I just had to do a little bit of research. It took me like 2 minutes to figure it out, all right? And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. It makes absolute sense. For somebody that works, you know, with video and everything, it's all about the green screen, okay? This whole movie is going to be fake as hell. All right. It's all going to be shot on the green screen. It's all CGI and AI. All right. It's all animated for the most part. That's what everybody's complaining about on the trailer. It's like, this thing looks fake. It looks like it was all shot with a green screen. Where's the live action in it? Okay. So it took me like 5 minutes to find somebody that would explain it and break it down. This is a TikTok video. All right, we're going to listen to this. This chick back here behind this whole thing is an actress, and she's going to break it down for us. Let's go ahead and listen.
So we've all seen the image of the new live action Moana with no curls in sight. She's got a blowout for some reason. I actually have a theory about what that reason could be, and I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that the whole movie is probably shot on a green screen. Not probably, it's definitely shot on a green screen or blue screen or whatever. But I'm an actor, and one time I booked something that was being shot against a green screen, and I showed up with my curly hair because that's the hair I had in the audition. And the director and the camera people all started freaking out about my hair. They were like, oh no, it's not going to work with the green screen, all the frizz and the individual curl.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could tell just by her hair. Can you imagine trying to green screen this? All right, if you know anything about video production, trying to green screen this would be an absolute nightmare, okay? And I'm pretty sure that's exactly the reason that they said, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this girl a perm, okay? Let's perm this hair out, all right? Let's straighten it, because there's no way in the world that this is going to look good. You know, it's going to be all kinds of messy. Like all these random little strands and everything that's going on with her hair, all right? This chick right here is the perfect example of why curly hair just simply doesn't work on a green screen. I thought about that, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's probably what it is. As soon as I heard, like, all of the controversy and people screaming racism and everything else up under the sun, I laughed at first, and I was like, it's probably just, you can't do curly hair on fake backgrounds. It's just not going to look good, all right? But yeah, let me let her finish.
Which, by the way, why did they have that conversation within earshot of me? That didn't make me feel very good. But they ended up having to braid my hair really tight against my head so that it would work with the green screen. So maybe that's what's going on here, is that they couldn't have curly hair because of the way the movie is shot. Which, why are we calling live action movies live action if the whole thing is computer animated anyway? That's a conversation for a different time. But if that's the case, figure out how to have curly hair on a green screen.
Yeah, so, yeah, she's right about that, all right? I actually asked the question to AI, all right? Let me actually zoom in on this. I said, does curly hair have problems on green screen? Again, I just, like, thought that it would, you know, and here's what it says. Yes, curly hair presents significant problems on green screen as its volume and fine wispy ends make it difficult to separate from the background during post-production. This can cause glitching, fuzziness, or glowing green edges around the hair, and is a common challenge for creators. Proper lighting, subject to background distance, camera settings, and post-production techniques are essential to minimize these issues. So I'm pretty sure Disney said, look, instead of doing all of this shit, making sure that the lighting is right, making sure that we got the right distance, the camera settings, the post-production, all of that, hey man, just straighten her hair. Just straighten her hair. Done deal, all right? We're done with this crap. But it just blows my mind how everybody immediately runs to racism. Again, that's part of the victimhood coalition that I get sick and tired of. All right. There's probably a very straightforward answer that has zero to do with racism. And again, this is Disney we're talking about. If Disney can, you know, do a live action Moana and make this character, this person right here, look exactly like this character, they're going to do it. They drew the original with curly hair. The original had curly hair, so why do y'all think that they would have, oh, well, let's just straighten it now to whitewash her? Like, what kind of nonsense does that make? You guys are not thinking, all right, all you victimhood people, y'all not thinking about this stuff. Y'all not thinking this shit out. Think for like 5 seconds before you run out here and start screaming, oh, it's all just racism, okay? It's a racist remake of Moana. It's like, fuck. But yeah, this is on, Board Panda. Let's just read what it is that they have to say. Disney's upcoming live-action remake of Moana has sparked major backlash online after fans accused the studio of making racist changes to the heroine's appearance. Then it talks about the trailer that was released. Many viewers claim the new actress bears little resemblance to the beloved character. Let's see. I would have never guessed she was Moana if not for her telling us, one critic wrote. And then, of course, they're talking about the young lady playing Moana. The teaser, which has already surpassed 4 million views, was largely CGI heavy and focused primarily on announcing the film's cast. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will reprise his role as a demigod Maui, whom he voiced in the original animated version. Meanwhile, Catherine Lagaia, daughter of New Zealand-Australian actor Jay Lagaia, steps into the role of Moana, replacing actress Ali Cravalho. All right. And then, yeah, everybody was like using this picture, like, look how curly her hair is. This is the girl playing Moana. Oh my God, she just has amazing curls. And she does, man. The hair actually looks really, really good. Okay. So yeah, a lot of people wanted to see the curls. And again, like I said, Polly, I got it. They are very, very like culturally, like the hair means everything. It means a lot. Maybe not everything, but it means a whole lot. And so I get it. I'm never going to disrespect people on their culture, okay? And like I said, I'm very consistent when it comes to this, okay? I always say get as close to the original as humanly possible. As humanly possible. So for the hair, I would have said, yeah, man, you got to get this chick's hair exactly the way it is, just like it is in the original Moana, all right? It should look like this, okay? And this hair absolutely looks like this hair. So, but yeah, you see like the little fine wispy strands of hair. Yeah, this would have showed up horribly on a green screen or a blue screen or whatever they used. And so, yeah, this wasn't going to work. It's just the reality of the situation. You know, based on how they made the movie, this just wasn't going to work whatsoever. All right. However, the casting choice did not go unnoticed. Many fans of the original film accused Disney of racism, calling out certain changes that quickly became a hot topic of discussion online. Coming from Disney, it's definitely racism anyway. One user on X, El Fooliz, expressed strong criticism by sharing side-by-side images comparing the animated Moana to the live-action version. In both comparison images, the characters feature curly, voluminous hair similar to the original animation. However, in the teaser, Catherine's hair appeared noticeably less curly, styled more into loose waves than the frizzy curls fans expected. Yeah, so again, it should look like this, but you can do this in animation. All right, without having a problem because you're not working on a green screen. All right, but the actual actress, she is working on a green screen. The user wrote in the caption, why the fuck did they straighten the actress's hair if Moana doesn't have straight hair? He doubled down in the comments, adding, first off, because what the fuck are they making this movie for, right? But since they made it, I gotta complain about other things. Despite Moana having curly tight hair in the Oscar-nominated animation, Catherine's version had a mix of straight strands and loose waves. So yeah, again, the problem is that it's just not going to show up right on the green screen. Okay, as we just saw, it's just not going to show up right in the green screen, and they're going to have to do all kinds of monkey business behind the scenes to make it look right. It's easier to just say, hey, yo, go straighten this girl's hair, all right, so it looks right on the green screen, and then let's move forward. But it's not racism, all right? Everything isn't racism. And Disney, all companies, do y'all really think that Disney was trying to whitewash something? Is that what y'all really think? Man, y'all are tripping, man. No, Disney is never, let me tell you, Disney is never, ever, ever, ever going to whitewash anything from now until the end of time, all right? This is a woke company that race swaps constantly. They're not going to, man, they trying to get white people out the way. It's like, man, we got too many white people around here. Let's go ahead and race swap this. Let's go ahead and gender swap some other shit and whatever, male swap. They do not believe in the status quo. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on in people's heads when they said that. All right. But the last thing that Disney is whitewashers. All right. They do not whitewash anything. They're trying to scrub white people out the business. That's just real talk, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Look, I think the answers are pretty clear. That it was just a technical issue, something that they just can't work with, unfortunately. Listen, I don't want any hate going towards the actress. You know, she obviously agreed to straighten her hair. She's probably going to end up coming out and saying, hey, they had to straighten my hair because of the green screen. Everybody shut up. All right. Let us just make a movie or whatever. All right. I would have the actress come out and say something if I was Disney, you know, but knowing Disney, they're probably not going to say anything about this situation. They're probably going to try to dodge this. But if I were them, I would absolutely come out and make mention of that. Yeah, it's just not going to look right with the green screen, because a lot of people aren't going to do the kind of like little investigation that I did. But I knew what it was right away. I was like, yeah, green screen and curly hair probably ain't going to work out too well. All right. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.